Darren, for the first time in a month we've had no midweek game. How's that rest been for you and your players after the draw on Saturday?
Well, when I watched the game back, I thought from 65, maybe just before the goal, I thought we looked tired. I thought that was the first sign I saw a team almost fighting that fatigue. So we did give them a couple of days to recover, and it's not just physical; it's the mental. It's getting them away from each other, and it's quite an intensive, emotional a month really, with how close we've been, all the travelling away, overnight stays, been in each other's pockets. So I thought it was important that they got some distance from each other from that and tried to recharge their mental freshness, as well as their physical. But yeah, I thought we looked tired. I thought physically it was the worst we've looked all season in that last stage where we're normally so strong.
Another 12 games left for the season, 6 home and 6 away. It goes without saying, really, but the next 2 months are defining, aren't they, for the season?
I'm not sure I subscribe to that theory. I think the season is defining. The whole when you catalogue it over good and bad. I mean, we still took 9 points last month. It was only from 7 games. It was from 7 games that we took 9 points. You do 9 points a month, you're normally in a pretty good shape come the end. But due to the standard of wins and the way we've won prior to that or during that month, so for example from the Chesterfield performance to the Boreham Wood performance, because of that kind of up and down performance level, I think we kind of judge ourselves on our best, and when we don't attain that, human nature says that kind of is a negative feeling or emotion. I think the next 2 months, we'll, if we do another 9 and 9, I'd like to think we'd have had a very good season. But I like living in now, and when you look at it now, we've had a brilliant season, and it's been very enjoyable. And that's all of the messages to the supporters and the players is enjoy it, enjoy being here, enjoy the people like you calling it a defining part of the year, because it's certainly better to be calling it a defining part of the year than, we're neither here or there. So I think that in itself probably quantifies the level that we've been at for the majority.
And that run-in starts on Saturday with trips to your former club, the Oval. Obviously you had so many memories there, but what can we expect from the team tomorrow?
I don't really know. I really don't know. I've always found Hewish Park as an opponent to be a tough place. I'm sure they'll be buoyed by the takeover. I'm sure there'll be supporters that come back out that weren't supporting. So I'm sure there'll be an extra energy in the ground. That would be natural. It's been a long time for them supporters. I experienced that for about 18 months of my 3 years. So it's been a long time for them. So I'm sure there'll be more there. But we don't play against the supporters. We play against the team, and the team has got still in terms of their roster some really good individuals. You've got some really good men that I respect highly. An 11 v 11, 11 men v 11 men on any given day is a battle at the best of times, and it will come down to those moments, those small moments, and we'll see which way they go. But we're best prepared as we can be. We've got to be honest and say to ourselves we've had a little bit of a rest this week to rejuvenate ourselves, and we need to use that extra freshness, that extra energy tomorrow in order to get a big win. But it'll be tough, be very tough.
And how is our squad looking?
Yeah, it's probably the worst in terms of availability of the season. I think maybe before, I think it might have had a couple of games where we couldn't fill the bench, but probably had less players to select from. In terms of the squad, we've got a few missing. But what we've never done in that situation is that we've never used that as a reason to not win or perform or to be at our motivated best. We've used that as to galvanise and create a stronger bond between the players. And we'll have to have a really strong bond tomorrow. We really will. And we'll have to show real good quality. We'll have to show better quality than we did last weekend. The only way we can win the game is reproducing a Wrexham type display. And see where we are after. This is why I'm boring and only ever look to one game at a time, and I'm sure Mark's the same at Yeovil, and Neil at Solihull, and Paul at Chesterfield. That's why we're so boring and cliche, because the minute you take your eye off the here and now, you get a big, beautiful size 9 in the backside that wakes you up. So I think we just need to focus on good performance levels, have that winning mentality. They've had such a brilliant attitude all season, the players. Just keep that attitude, and I'm sure we'll be fine.
Well, Darren, thank you for your time and best of luck.